Hey folks, Justin here from the Leonidas Knives and Gear channel. Hope you're doing well out there. Got another folding knife review for you all today. This is the MILF-02 by Hardcore Hardware of Australia, and that stands for Mil Spec Folder Model 2. And they're coming out with a partially serrated version at some point, not sure when, but you can look forward to that. This is just the plain edge model. This has been a really good knife to me. I've carried it on and off for somewhere between 2 to 3 years now, when they did send this to me for review. So here we are, finally getting around to it. I was actually glad just to spend a lot of time with this, before I talked about it, because there are some really good highlights to this knife. There's a few things that I will mention, but overall it's been a great knife. I'll go and talk about specs and some of the materials at that point. Now, it is a flipper knife, but it does come with a stud that you can put in one of these holes. I'm not a big thumb stud person on folding knives. I just find them super uncomfortable. So the flip function on this works perfectly fine. And it is a frame lock, which has also been fine as well. I think it's the only frame lock I own because I'm very picky about those. I'm more of a lock back folding knife person myself. It's a pretty beefy knife. The blade thickness, it's like, I think they said 5 millimeters on the website, so it's just under a 1/4 inch, so it's no joke. It's definitely kind of like a powerhouse size folder. I mean, I've got a medium to large size hand, and it's a pretty good, size handle for me to work with. Now, we'll go and say you're not going to see a lot of scratches and whatnot on the blade, because I have used this knife, but I have not hard used it, because I usually have a fixed blade with me for those type of tasks. But as for like everyday type stuff, this is absolutely a whiz at that, and it's just kind of fun to flip. Now, as for some of the other materials, it's kind of got some more interesting combination here. It's got G10 on the opposite side of the locking side, and then I think that's just a stainless steel. But the blade steel is an S30V, and I have had to hone that up a few times. I consider myself kind of a novice at sharpening, so when I didn't have a problem with it, then I feel like most people wouldn't. Of course, I use some help here and there, like a work sharp tool and things like that. But again, I would not consider myself an intermediate sharpener, but I don't have any complaints with that. Now, a couple things that I will say is I do like the pocket clip, but it's good that it's tight, but it can be a little rough on your pants. I think it's just the way the texture is. It's very textured handles, which is fine, but it's almost like sandpaper on pants, just to keep that in mind. And the other thing that I will touch on is the weight of the knife. It's around 8 ounces, so that's about half a pound here in the US. That's not, I would certainly not say that's a deal breaker, but if you were measuring your loadout for like a long extended camping trip or something, this knife, maybe on the chopping block, you might want to take a smaller, lighter folding knife. But as for again, like EDC type, where weight is not an issue, there you have it. But like I said, yeah, I've kind of found like that in certain maybe pants or even like shorts, especially gym shorts. This is a little bit weighty, just for some of those activities. But again, to some folks, that may not be a big deal at all. That was really one of the big things about this, is it's obviously a pretty beefy knife, and it comes with a little bit of extra weight. But yeah, overall, I mean, it's very aesthetically pleasing. It's a good looking folding knife. It's kind of got that sleek, tactical, modern type look, and in that aspect, it's great. It functions really well. It seems just as smooth, and overall, like the locking mechanism and the blade, I think there's just like I would say a wee bit of play, but nothing serious, nothing that you couldn't kind of tighten back up. I haven't messed with any of the hardware to do that. But again, when you have a flipper knife, you have to have a certain amount of friction there, like almost like the perfect amount to make that very smooth. So it's probably not something I'm going to mess with. But yeah, overall, I mean, it's a pretty awesome knife. Price range, I think it's nearing like the $300 mark, but for what you get, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's been good to me, and I'm going to continue to carry it. So, folks, if you enjoy the review, give me a thumbs up, drop me some comments, and please subscribe. Thank y'all.